President Ahmadou Ahidjo, Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, I feel greatly honored that you have responded to my invitation for another meeting here in continuation of our efforts and resolve to find a lasting solution to the crisis and conflict in our sister Republic of Chad. I sincerely welcome you to Lagos and urge you to feel at home during your brief stay with us. You are no doubt aware that the purpose of our meeting is to consider and give ratification to the agreement that may be reached by the leaders of Chad in the presence of our foreign ministers on the best way to resolve the crisis in Chad and to achieve peace and national reconciliation in that country. It is my conviction that the search for peace, unity and concord in Chad is an inevitable task and a fraternal responsibility which we are facing boldly. I will therefore believe that the representatives of Chad here present will realize their obligation to their country and people, as well as to Africa, by keeping aside their personal interests and ambitions, and to implement faithfully the agreement which they will arrive at this conference. You will remember, Your Excellencies, that civil war broke out between the government forces on the one hand and those loyal to the then Prime Minister Habre on the other. True to Nigeria's total commitment to respond fully to requests for assistance from any African country, the federal military government decided to invite the neighboring country of Chad to assist with finding a permanent political solution to the crisis there. Military government. As on the previous occasions, the Lagos conference was attended by delegates from the participating countries, Cameroon, Libya, Niger, Nigeria, and the Sudan. The Central African Empire attended the peace talks for the first time. On the first day of the Lagos conference, delegates from the participating countries held preliminary discussions on the situation in Chad, which had indeed deteriorated since the second Kano conference. In reviewing the developments in Chad since Kano II, the delegates had to take account of the formation in Chad on 29 April 1979 of a transitional national union government in circumstances that represented a clear violation of the Kano Accord. At the end of its deliberations, the Lagos Conference on Chad in May 1979 decided that the present government in Chad had been constituted in violation of the Kano Accord. 2, the transitional national union government should dissolve itself forthwith and seek accommodation and cooperation with all signatories to the Kano Accord in the formation of a new transitional union government. And 3, unless this was done by June 25, 1979, the participating countries will no longer feel morally obliged to continue their search for a just solution to the Chadian trouble. Finally, my dear brothers, it is my privilege on behalf of the government and the entire people of Nigeria to submit my urgent plea that every effort should be made, particularly by the leaders of Chad here present, to ensure that Chad resumes her proper place in the Committee of Nations by once again being able to participate in the deliberations not only in the Organization of African Unity, but also in the non-aligned movement and the United Nations. Allow me, Your Excellencies and dear brothers, to express my sense of honor and privilege in welcoming you to Lagos. I thank you.